I start, pause, my eyes crawl to a table. Paralyzed by pairwise dice, then attend to this heaven slice of an angel wrapped in skin. Throw dice and woes of life. Love deprived, looking to revive. What's the meaning of life? One subjective paradise. Crystal chandeliers, holders reflected. All the mirrors appear clear, grinning from ear to ear. Craving and raving and grain, rekindle the flame. Closer she draws near. Stay there, remove your underwear, shove it somewhere over there. In paradise, in paradise. We know our purpose. In paradise, in paradise. We know what our worth is. In paradise, in paradise. We manifest dreams. In paradise, truth is what you can see.
Boom. Yes, it is. The truth is what you can see. Hello, everybody, and welcome to this edition of the Unpopular Hour. Of course, it is the last Thursday of the month, and you know where we are, YNB, out here in Yukon, America, 401 on Elm, 66 steps from historic downtown Yukon, Oklahoma. And we do come here once a month to give them a little love here at the bank. And, of course, my executive producer, well, that's what he calls himself anyway. He calls himself my executive producer, Nathan Taylor, is not here right now for whatever reason. So I'm going to rag on him a little bit until he gets here or he doesn't get here, however that works out for him. If he gets here, he's great. If he's on, if he's not, oh, well, he just missed out on his opportunity to visit. But we are a little bit early, but I have to I have an obligation I have to go to. One of my former players is playing this afternoon, and I want to make sure I get a chance to go and support him in his high school game tonight. Because if they lose, he's done for his last high school game. So I want to go and watch him play today. So we're done. We're going to be done a little bit early, probably in about 40 minutes. It's going to be a short show today simply because I have to go and be there. And I've been running late. The equipment has just been a nightmare today. This whole week, and I think it has to do with the cold. Or, I mean, my equipment didn't like being cold or something. I don't know what the hell it is, but I can say this: we are back on track, and we're ready to go. Now, to start us out, the Thunder last night handled the Nets 129-121. The Thunder improving now to 47-11. The Nets are 21-50, 21-37. And the thing about last night that bothered me was the fact that the coaching staff has not resolved the issue of what Minnesota did to us. Now, before, whenever we'd get double teamed 3 years ago, which most of y'all weren't even watching then, but I was, all these so-called streamers, Thunder streamers, looking for videos and likes and all this crap, none of these guys even saw us play. They didn't even see us play. Don't have no clue what the hell they're talking about. And when they would double team SJ, we could throw the ball to Josh, and Josh would just make them pay. So they couldn't afford to double team us. Now what they're doing is they're double teaming SGA, and they're doing a box and one on him, which doesn't allow him the freedom to do a whole lot, which allows the other guys to have to make plays. And one thing about our team is we don't have guys who can create plays. Now, can they make plays when SGA's rolling and they feel free, don't have to physically actually have to make a play? Yes. But if they've got to actually make a play, it's not so good. The Nets were 23 of 61 from three. Thunder were 9 for 30. 9 for 30. So that means we are now 24 of 79 in our last two games. And I've said this many times. If the Thunder are making threes, I don't care if it's the Celtics, I don't care if it's the Cavaliers, I don't care if it's the Nuggets, I don't care if it's the Lakers, I don't care who it is, nobody is going to beat us if we're making threes. But that's only if SGA is rolling and there's no pressure. And then on the other side of that, you've got a coach who is sitting him for 7 minutes at a time in a quarter. He's going to be the MVP. And this coach, who a lot of you like, who doesn't, I understand what he's doing. He's developing J-Dub, or trying to. And I don't think I'm more and more agreeing the more as the season goes along. I'm agreeing with Stephen A. Smith more and more and more that the Thunder, Sam Presti does not care about winning a chip. If we win one, great. He just wants to be relevant. That's all he wants to do. Hey, we have a relevant team. We're in the playoffs every year. That's all he cares about. And the reason why that is because you have a coach who does not know how to coach a superstar, who is fantastic at developing talent. And my issue with Wiggins is Wiggins shot, and I'm going to show you this more, shot more than SGA. How the hell can that ever happen? You have a guy who's not your best player on your team shooting more times than your best player. That's something that has got to be. Once again, you got a coach who don't know what the hell he's over his skis now because the more the pressure mounts, the more he's going to try to change lineups, the more he's going to do things, the more he's going to try to develop, and the worse we're going to be. I can promise you, it's not going to work. It's just not. Thunder shot 53% from the field, and that's 46 to 45. They are rebounded us by one, and then of course Pips points in the paint. We were 68, they were 28. They only had 15 turnovers. The game before, Minnesota only had 13 on back-to-back games. So we're not turning the ball, making the other team turn the ball over, which also affects us and affects our ability to get out on teams and do what we need to do. The Thunder were outscored 42 to 34 on the bench, which is not that big of a deal to me. It is what it is when it comes to that. And then, of course, here is the box score. And this is the thing that concerns me with the Thunder. I get that you're developing Wiggins, and I'm okay with that. But my problem is, why didn't you do it last year when we were screaming about Wiggins not playing? The year before, we're screaming about Wiggins not playing. You weren't playing him. Now all of a sudden you're playing him. And he took, now think about this for a minute. Where's Wiggins at? There he is. He took 19 shots. SGA took 11. SGA 7 for 11, Wiggins 11 for 19. Now, he's scoring, which is great for him, great for his stats, great for him showing other teams what he can actually do. That's fantastic, but that's not helping us. How does he shoot more times than your best player? J-Dub more times than your best player. Chet more times than your best player. You've got the MVP of the league, should be. And you have three other guys who shoot more than he does. Cason Wallace shot a little bit, 7 less. But how was that? You have three guys who shoots more than your best player. Once again, you have a developmental coach who doesn't understand superstar, who sits at superstar for 7 minutes in the second quarter, 8 minutes in the fourth quarter. 8 minutes. This guy is pathetic. He's a joke. You guys can like him all you want to, but he is over his skis. He does not know how to coach a superstar, and I can promise you, if you play the Mavericks, they get it. If you play the Warriors, they get it. If you play anybody, they're going to get it. They understand what this guy is doing. And what are they going to do? They're going to double team SGA. They're going to make everybody else trying to play. And that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to make them become players. Well, it's the Nets. It's the Nets. That is not developing people. That is not making us better. It's the Nets. How is that doing anything? It's the Nets. They're terrible. But I can promise you, you got a chance to see when the push came to shove against the Minnesota Timberwolves. What happened? They missed 14 threes. They outscored us 16-0. We went 3.5 minutes without scoring. Because why? They took SGA out, and all your guys you're trying to develop is not it. Instead of trying to figure out how do I get SGA the ball to get him flowing, because if he's flowing, the rest of the team flows. I don't know how the hell you're a coach and you don't get it. That is really simple. As he flows, as he's rolling, everybody else plays a lot better and plays a lot easier. And you are an NBA coach and you don't get it, I don't understand that at all. I don't understand the guy at all. It's very frustrating to me to watch what's happening. And if they don't change, it's going to be ugly. So when you look at the standings, okay, here are the standings currently, as I just did these this morning, so they're updated. Here are the current standings, okay? This is going to be what the Thunder are facing, okay? Now, the 7th, the 8th, the 9th, 10th and I believe the 11th team are all in the play-ins because the 10th and 11th team play each other to see who plays the other one. So right now, it's the T-Wolves, the Warriors, the Mavs, the Kings. That's who you got to worry about, okay? That's who you got to worry about. Then if you get past that, you have the winners of the 4-5 seed with the Rockets and the Lakers right now. That's the 4-5 seed. Now, we do play the Rockets Monday night. But that's the 4-5 seed. And when you played the Nets last night, what did they do right off the bat? They double-teamed SGA, get him to get rid of the ball, and then we got down 15 because you got guys who can't play now. Unfortunately, it is the Nets, and they did falter the way they did. At one point, they were 18 for 36 from three. And they ended up going 5 of their last 20, which is why we won the game. But you can't have Aaron Wiggins shooting more than SGA. You can't have Chet shooting more than SGA. Now, what he's doing is he's being the non-selfish player he is by passing the ball and trying to get these other guys ready. But this is the issue. If you don't understand that if he's rolling and he's scoring buckets, everybody else relaxes and they don't feel like they have to make plays, we're going to win. And if you feel like you got enough confidence in these guys to make plays when they've got to make a play, you're high. It's not going to happen. And you look at the Grizzlies and what they're doing. You look at the Nuggets and what they're doing. You look at the Rockets. Now, it's going to be ugly for us. And then when you look at the Cavs, they're just rolling 8 in a row. They're rolling, but it's the East. They don't have anything. They don't have to worry about the Grizzlies. They don't have to worry about the Nuggets. They don't have to worry about the Rockets. Remember, we play the Nuggets 2 more times. We play the Grizzlies next week, or when we play them Friday, I believe. Or is it next week? When is it? Let me see. Let me pull it up because I know that it's on my schedule. Let me see, guys. Hold on one second. We play the Grizzlies. We play the Grizzlies Wednesday, March 5th, as we play the Grizzlies. So we have the Nuggets twice. In the next month, okay, in the month of March, okay, we have the Nuggets twice, we have the Rockets, we have the Grizzlies, we have the Celtics, we have the Bucks, we have the Sixers, the Pistons are surging right now. We play the Clippers, we play the Kings, we play the Grizzlies twice. So you got to play the Grizzlies twice, the Nuggets twice. That's your second and third place teams. You have to play them each twice. The schedule's coming up. If you don't figure this out and you don't understand, one, how to get SJ free in the double team by setting a screen or something in order when you see the double team coming and he's getting rid of the ball. And then they're also double teaming J-Dub. They're forcing these other guys to play. And if you're trying to get Wiggins and them to make plays, that's fine against the Nets. You have the Hawks on Friday. What's going to happen then? These are things that you're going to have to make adjustments as an organization, as a coaching staff. How do we get past this? How do we get past this? These are the things that you're going to have to figure out. And if you're going to depend on these other guys to make plays, you're going to lose more games. And remember, the last 28 games, which is what we're talking about, we're now 3-1. We should be 4-0, but we're 3-1. And we have 24 games left. That's what we have. Okay? We have 24 games left. Let's go ahead and thank our sponsors because remember we're going to have a short show today because I got to get out of here and get to watch one of my kids play. You have needs for engineering, surveying, or planning, hit my guys up at SRB. Our guy Mark Long, he is the dude for that. And by the way, had a good time with him and the wife last night for her birthday. As he says, her 25th birthday again. Love me, Samaya. Anyway, if you have a water treatment plant in your city or county, hit these guys up. They'll be able to take very good care of you and make sure you have clean drinking water because, as we always say, who the hell does not like clean drinking water? Oak Grove Trucking, if you have needs for dirt, rock, or sand to be moved, hit those guys up. They'd love to be able to take care of you and get you squared away. And then, of course, Y&B, family owned and operated since 1912. They are the bank that makes things happen. They're an equal housing lender, a member of the FDIC, proud sponsor for us to go out and support women, minority, and black-owned businesses in the Oklahoma City area. You can pre-qualify online at www.ynbok.com. That's www.ynbok.com. Or you go to the main bank, which is where we are currently, at 401 Elm, 66 steps from historic downtown Yukon, Oklahoma. YNB East, which is off the Parkway and 66 or 39th Expressway. YNB Mustang, 218 North Mustang Road. YNB Parkway, which is south of I-40, just south. You can't miss it, just right in front of the hospital, right there on Garth Brooks. Cannot miss it, right across from Leo Louis. And then, of course, YNB Peoples, located in Bethany, between Rockwell and MacArthur on 23rd. And then, of course, the House of Creed, handcrafted since 1760. Man, this is what I always remember. This is what I always think of. Remember, pick the best for your best. If that's a woman, your best is your guy. Go pick the best cologne for him. If you're a guy, go pick the best cologne for her. They've got some good smelling stuff. I promise you. If it's not good, it doesn't smell good, I don't wear it. I can just tell you that. You go to Penn Square Mall. Let's see my girl Beth over at the Penn Square Mall location in the men's section and in the women's section. Woodland Hills Mall, located in Tulsa, Town East Mall in Wichita. Oak Park Mall in KC, Missouri, not KC, Kansas, but Kansas City, Missouri. Park Plaza in Little Rock, South Plains Mall in Lubbock, and Westgate Mall in Amarillo. And of course, which is weird, is Amarillo's the only place I have not been, which is kind of strange. And then, of course, Elm Grove Clothing, the guy who dresses. If you watch Kendrick Perkins and see how good he looks, this is the guy who does it. 405-332-8787, Jonathan Binky Triplett. He is the dude to talk to for that stuff. So when I think about the Thunder and I think about where we are sitting up and we're fine as far as games right now, okay? This is what our upcoming schedule is. And remember, we do 10 games at a time, okay? We do 10 games at a time. So when you're looking at our our next 4 games, and right now we are 4-2 through 6. So we have the Hawks tomorrow night at 6:30, which I'm going to hate watching FanDuel. Oh my God! And then of course we have the Spurs. Thank God on Sunday we can watch that on ESPN, even though Wemby's not playing. So, but we still should be able to win that. And then we have, which of course Chet probably won't play because we need him for the Rockets. We need to be full strength against the Rockets. I think we can still beat the Spurs just with our heart. But once again, it's going to take a full effort, and our defense effort has to be better. Rockets on Monday night on a back-to-back, and then the Grizzlies in Memphis on Wednesday. And, of course, they want to see us really bad simply because of what we did to them. So since the All-Star break, which is the 23rd, we're 2-1. We're 3-1. We beat the Jazz, then we beat the Wolves, and then we lost to the Wolves in a game we should have won. And then really we should have lost the game against the Nets. But defensively we came back and did what we needed to do, even though this fantastic coach is not playing SGA as much as he can. It scares the hell out of me. I just don't know what this guy's doing. I know you guys like him, but, more and more you understand basketball, the less and less you're like him. Like, what's he doing? It's like a game against the T-Wolves. He took SGA out in the first quarter. Why are you changing your lineups? Every time he changes the lineup, and the reason why he did it was to get SGA to start the second quarter. But it messed us up. Every time he changed the lineup, this is what it does. He's got to stay with what he does. But he is also playing J-Dub with the guys that make SGA look good because he's trying to make J-Dub look good. That's what he's doing. The best lineup is SGA, Kaysen, Caruso, Wiggins, and Chet. Guess who's playing with him now? That's who's playing with him. It's ridiculous. He is so funny because I just laugh at the stuff he does. Dude, you ain't slick. You're trying to cover this guy up by putting the group with SGA plays with. That's the group. What have we talked about? SGA, Kaysen, Caruso, Wiggins, or Dort, and Chet, or Ihart. That's your best 5. Now he's trying to play that with J-Dub, trying to create that because I'm telling you what they're not wanting to. They're wanting to trade. They're going to get rid of SGA just like they did KD. They're doing the same thing. Sam Presti's doing the same thing. He didn't learn his damn lesson the first time, and the same thing's going to happen again. I can promise you if he doesn't change what he's doing, this is what is going to occur. You're going to go back in the toilet again because J-Dub is not a number 1. Chet is not a number one. You have one number one. These guys are you don't develop a number one. Either you're a number one or you're not. You don't develop into one. You're a number one or you're not. You come into the league with number one potential and you're a number one. J-Dub is not a number one. And if the Thunder take this coach thinking he's gonna do that, you're crazy. If you don't get him a veteran coaching staff that can say, bro, we need to stop that. This is what we need to do. You're gonna be in trouble. Those are facts. These aren't something that I'm trying to make up. These aren't something that I'm trying to beat hard on the Thunder or try to beat them down or anything like that. These are facts. And if they don't change it, this is what's going to happen. Plain and simple. That's what's going to happen. He has got to make that decision. And whether they will or not, we don't know. Now, if they don't, then Stephen A. Smith is right. Sam Presti's interested in making the Thunder relevant where people want to come and they'll get tired of, hey, every year we're in the playoffs. But again, Dallas Cowboy fans are like that. So you turn into Thunder and Dallas Cowboy fans. You're perennial. I'm going to do really good in the season, and this coach is not going to take me to the next level. It's a hard fact. Because, like I've said several times, the difference between the Thunder and the Lakers or Thunder and the Celtics is this. Their coach got out-coached. And what did they do? They added 2 veteran coaches. He got out-coached by Eric Spoelstra of Miami. They added 2 veteran coaches. Then they added Porzingis, a big, and they added Drew Holiday, and they got rid of Marcus Smart. Thunder, we got out-coached clearly by Jason Kidd. Clearly got out-coached. So what did the Thunder do? They added a big and Isaiah Hartenstein, and then they got rid of Josh Giddey, and they added Caruso. That's what you did. But what you didn't do is you did bolster your coaching staff. You did give this guy help because he is over his skis. Now, people can get mad at me all they want to, just like you did with Westbrook, and you're going to do the same thing you did when you came Westbrook. Man, you was right, but it was too late. It was too late. And I can promise you, if you don't understand it and you're not paying attention, that's what's going to happen to the Thunder. Plain and simple. It's very frustrating because when you look at the West, teams are coming. And let me pull up the graphic again for you so you can see what I'm talking about. Teams are coming towards us, coming for us, okay? Here are the standings once again. The Grizzlies. Now, remember, they're 9 games back with 25 to play. Or 24 to play. Okay, remember, it was 28 games coming out of the All-Star break. That was our big thing. We wanted to go 22-6, 21-7 at worst. But 22-6, 23-5. And the more I'm looking at now, the way the teams are rolling and beating up on each other, we need to go 23-5. I mean, no worse than 22-6 in our last few games. So when you look at the West, the Grizzlies and Nuggets are going to have to beat the hell out of each other. The Rockets and the Lakers are going to beat the hell out of each other. But the problem is, getting out of round 1, you got to get past the Wolves, the Warriors. Now, based on what the schedule is, we were talking about that last night on After the Storm, that based on what the schedule is, it's going to be probably the Wolves or the Warriors have the easier schedule of that group. And he thinks they're going to move into the 6th seed. So that gives us the Clippers, the T-Wolves, the Mavs, and the Kings. And remember, the Mavs are going to be full strength when that comes back around. If you think that's not going to be an issue for us, it's going to be an issue. And you're really going to have to worry about that. We're really going to have to worry about it because it's just crazy what's going to happen, what is happening, and where we are. It's ugly. It's not easy, and it's going to be a struggle. I can promise you to get where we need to go because of this. Because if we get the T-Wolves or the Mavs in round 1, you're going to have a knockdown drag-out. Then you turn around and you have to play the winner of the Lakers and the Rockets, who are both rolling right now and both feeling pretty good. The Rockets, they'll be getting, I don't know if they're going to get the big boy back, Smith back, but we'll see if they get him back. But on top of that, the Lakers are starting to figure out who they are. Now, I don't really worry that much, but you do have LeBron and Luka. But if you have whoever they play that first round, when they beat the hell out of each other, that should go 7, which is to our benefit, because they'll beat each other up. Then you got the Grizzlies and Nuggets. Hopefully that will go 7, where they'll beat the hell out of each other. because we're going to have a slap. Because if we have to go 7 games to win one, and then you turn around, and then the other team that you're playing next in the second round is the Rockets or the Lakers, and they have to go 5 or 6, and they play less games than LeBron's gotten rest, we're in trouble. Those are facts. That's not something I'm making up. Those are facts on what you got to deal with. That's what's happening, straight, plain and simple. So that's where everybody's at, and that's where we're going to have to really figure out where we are as a team, what we're trying to accomplish. Because I can promise you, it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. So that's kind of where the Thunder are. Now, where we are as far as how to counteract or get past this. Number one, this coaching staff is going to have to understand what's coming. Now, on the show last night, somebody did make a great point that at least they're doing this now, okay? And that gives us a chance to counteract and figure it out. Yeah, they're doing it now. But this is the thing. This was the Nets. We lost to the Wolves when they did that. We barely beat the Nets. You have the Hawks. If they're going to do it, then you turn around and you have Memphis coming up. They're going to do it. You think the Rockets aren't going to beat the crap out of us on Sunday? On Monday? Come on, of course they are. You think the Spurs not going to do that on Sunday? Your next 3 games, Hawks, Spurs, Warriors. Oh, who you got? I'm sorry, you got Hawks, Spurs, Rockets, and Grizzlies. And 2 of those 4, you really could be playoff teams you're playing against. You think they're not going to test it and see what they need to do and then watch your adjustments, and then they're going to make another adjustment after that, so when you play them in the playoffs, what's going to happen? Now, remember, we have to play the Grizzlies 2 more times. Or the Rockets 2 more times. So that gives them plenty of chance to adjust to what we're doing. And the question is, do we have the coaching staff that's smart enough to are they going to be veteran enough to know what's going to happen? Yes or no? We're going to figure that out real quick. Because what happened the other night, I said this last night on the show, is one of 2 things can happen. One, an epic loss like that can send you spiraling down and lose your confidence, and then you come back out, which is what basically happened. Fortunately, we had to play the Nets last night. If you're playing the Nuggets or you're playing the T-Wolves or you're playing the Mavericks, or maybe not the Mavericks, but if you're playing the Grizzlies or you're playing the Nuggets or you're playing the Clippers or you're playing one of those teams, you were in trouble last night because they haven't made the adjustment. Now, you can't make an adjustment overnight, clearly, or possibly you can, depending on how experienced your coaching staff is, because they've seen all this. This is what we need to do. But when you got a coach who thinks his best player is Jalen Williams, J-Dub, who he thinks his best player is, once again, how does he play the same amount of minutes as SJ? Oh, he's an all-star. No, he ain't. The only reason why he was an all-star is because we were the number 1 team in the league. That's it. Plain and simple. So, sorry we got to cut you guys off, but I have to be 45. I got a 45-minute ride, and I need to load up and get this done. So I want to thank everybody for watching this edition of the Unpopular Hour. We want to thank YNB for allowing us to come in and set up and do the show real quick, even though it's a short one. And I want to let you guys know I appreciate all your support, especially when you guys come in and join our chat and get your points.